The phone buzzed in Alex's pocket just as the lunch rush hit its peak at his cozy diner in downtown Seattle. He ignored it at first, focusing on the sizzling burgers and the chatter of satisfied customers. But when it rang again, he glanced at the screen and felt a knot tighten in his stomach. It was his father, calling from across town. Little did Alex know, this call would unravel the fragile threads of his family life, exposing old wounds and forcing him to confront a betrayal that would test his resolve like never before. Alex Thompson had built the Evergreen Bistro from the ground up, turning a rundown corner spot into a thriving hub for the local LGBTQ+ community and beyond. At 32, he was openly gay, proud of his identity, and deeply in love with his partner, Jamie, a soft-spoken architect who helped design the diner's warm, inviting interior. But his family life was a different story. His mother had passed away when he was a teenager, and his father, Robert, had remarried Karen 5 years later, a woman whose conservative views clashed with Alex's world from day one. Karen had never hidden her discomfort with Alex's sexuality. At family gatherings, she'd make snide remarks about traditional values, or change the subject when Jamie was mentioned. Robert, ever the peacemaker, would brush it off, saying she just needed time to adjust. Alex tolerated it for his father's sake, but the tension simmered beneath the surface. That afternoon, as Alex wiped down the counter, his hostess, Maria, approached with a hesitant look. "Your stepmom's here," she whispered, with a group of her church friends. Alex's heart sank. Karen rarely visited the diner, and when she did, it was usually to criticize the menu or the alternative crowd. He plastered on a smile and headed to their table, where Karen sat primly in a floral dress, surrounded by 3 other women in similar attire. "Karen, what a surprise," Alex said, forcing warmth into his voice. "What can I get you all?" They ordered salads and iced teas, chatting animatedly about their latest book club pick, a tome on family morals that made Alex's skin crawl. He retreated to the kitchen, hoping the visit would pass uneventfully. Jamie texted him from his office. "Everything okay? Saw your dad's call." Alex replied quickly, "Just family drama brewing. Love you." As the meal wrapped up, Maria brought the check. Karen glanced at it, then pushed it away with a scoff. "We're not paying for this," she announced loudly enough for nearby tables to turn heads. Her friends nodded in agreement, their faces set in righteous indignation. Alex, alerted by the commotion, hurried over. "Is there a problem with the food?" he asked, keeping his tone professional. Karen leaned back, crossing her arms. "The problem is you, Alex. This place promotes a lifestyle that goes against everything we believe in. Look around, rainbow flags everywhere, couples like you and that man of yours. We're not supporting that." The diner fell silent. Alex felt heat rise to his face, a mix of anger and humiliation. "Karen, this is a business. You ate the food, you pay the bill. My personal life has nothing to do with it." One of her friends chimed in, "It's about principles. We can't fund sin." Alex's hands trembled as he pulled out his phone. "If you won't pay, I'll have to call the authorities. This is theft." Karen laughed bitterly. "Go ahead. Call the police on your own family. See how that looks." Back in the kitchen, Alex paced, dialing his father. "Dad, Karen's here refusing to pay because of me being gay." "What the hell?" Robert sighed heavily. "Son, she's upset about the wedding invitation. You know how she feels about same-sex marriage." Alex froze. He and Jamie had sent out save-the-dates for their upcoming wedding, a small ceremony in the spring. He'd hoped his father would attend, but Karen's influence was strong. "This isn't about the wedding. This is harassment." The call ended with Robert promising to talk to her, but Alex knew better. As the women gathered their things to leave without paying, Alex made the decision. He called 911, his voice steady despite the storm inside. "I'd like to report a dine and dash at my restaurant." The police arrived within minutes, 2 officers entering the diner with calm authority. Karen's eyes widened in shock as they approached. "This is my stepson's place," she protested. "It's a family matter." The officers listened to both sides, but the facts were clear. Food consumed, bill unpaid. They issued a warning and escorted the group out, insisting they pay or face charges. Karen fumed, slapping cash on the table before storming off. That evening, as the diner closed, Jamie wrapped his arms around Alex. "You did what you had to," he murmured. But the incident was just the beginning. Word spread through social media, with some praising Alex for standing up to bigotry, others accusing him of overreacting against family. Robert called again, torn between loyalty to his wife and son. "She didn't mean it that way," he pleaded. Alex hung up, wondering if his family could ever bridge the divide. The next morning, Alex woke to a barrage of notifications on his phone. Local news outlets had picked up the story, framing it as a clash between family ties and LGBTQ+ rights. "Gay restaurateur calls cops on stepmom over unpaid bill," one headline blared. Comments sections exploded with opinions. Supporters hailed him as a hero, while detractors called him heartless for involving the police in a personal dispute. Jamie brewed coffee in their sunlit apartment, overlooking the Puget Sound. "Ignore the trolls," he said, kissing Alex's forehead. "You protected your business and yourself." But Alex couldn't shake the guilt. He loved his father, a quiet accountant who'd supported him through coming out in college. Robert had even helped with the diner's startup loan. Karen, however, had always been the wedge. Raised in a strict Southern Baptist family, she'd moved to Seattle with Robert after their marriage, but her views remained unchanged. She'd once suggested conversion therapy when Alex was younger, a suggestion Robert had shut down immediately. At the diner, business boomed. Regulars stopped by to show solidarity, ordering extra desserts and leaving generous tips. Maria hugged him tightly. "We're with you, boss." Yet the backlash hit hard. Karen's church group launched a boycott campaign online, posting reviews claiming the diner was hostile to traditional families. Alex's inbox filled with hate mail, some threatening violence. He reported the worst to the police, but the emotional toll mounted. That afternoon, Robert showed up unannounced, looking haggard. "Can we talk, son?" They sat in the back booth, away from prying eyes. "Karen's devastated," Robert began. "She feels like you humiliated her." Alex's jaw tightened. "She humiliated me, Dad, in front of my customers, my staff, because of who I am." Robert rubbed his temples. "I know, but she's my wife, and you're my son. Can't we find a middle ground?" "What middle ground? Accepting her bigotry?" "It's not that simple. She's from a different generation." Alex shook his head. "Generations change. People choose to evolve or not." The conversation ended in stalemate, with Robert leaving saddened. Jamie met Alex after work, suggesting they take a walk along the waterfront to clear their heads. As they strolled hand in hand, watching ferries glide across the water, Jamie shared his own story. "My parents disowned me when I came out. It hurt, but I built a new family with you." Alex squeezed his hand. "I don't want to lose Dad." The drama escalated when Karen appeared on a local conservative podcast, spinning the tale as an attack on religious freedom. "My stepson is forcing his agenda on us," she claimed. "We just wanted a meal without the propaganda." The podcast went viral in right-wing circles, drawing national attention. Alex received interview requests from progressive media, but he declined, not wanting to fuel the fire. Instead, he focused on the wedding plans, finding solace in Jamie's unwavering support. One evening, as they decorated invitations, Alex's phone rang. It was an unknown number. He answered cautiously. "Is this Alex Thompson?" "This is Lisa from Equality Washington. We'd like to offer our support. Your story highlights the ongoing fight against discrimination." Touched, Alex agreed to a quiet meeting. Lisa explained how his experience could inspire others facing family rejection. "It's not just about the bill. It's about dignity." Inspired, Alex posted a measured statement on the diner's social media. "Family should lift us up, not tear us down. Grateful for the community's love." Responses poured in, mostly positive, but Karen's allies trolled relentlessly. Robert called again, pleading for reconciliation. "Come to dinner. Let's talk it out." Alex hesitated, but Jamie encouraged him. "Maybe it's worth one more try." The dinner at his parents' suburban home was tense. Karen greeted them coolly, serving pot roast without meeting their eyes. Robert steered conversation to neutral topics, but inevitably, the incident surfaced. "I was standing up for my beliefs," Karen said defensively. "By stealing from me?" Alex countered. "It wasn't stealing. It was a protest." Jamie interjected gently. "Protests don't involve hurting family." Karen's eyes flashed. "You're not family." The words hung heavy. Robert intervened. "Enough." Karen apologized. She refused, storming out. Robert looked defeated. "I love you both, but I can't keep choosing sides." Alex left feeling hollow, wondering if blood ties were worth the pain. Weeks passed, and the controversy simmered but didn't fade. The diner's Yelp page became a battleground, with fake reviews from both sides skewing ratings. Alex hired a social media manager to monitor and respond, but the stress affected his health, sleepless nights, lost appetite. Jamie noticed and booked a weekend getaway to the Olympic Peninsula, where they hiked rainforests and soaked in hot springs. "We need this," Jamie said, as they watched stars from their cabin porch, "to remember why we're fighting for us." Refreshed, Alex returned to face new challenges. A local council member, inspired by the story, proposed an anti-discrimination ordinance for businesses, citing the Evergreen Bistro as an example. Supporters rallied, but opponents, including Karen's church, organized protests outside the diner. One Saturday, a small group picketed with signs reading, "Protect family values," and "No special rights." Customers crossed the line defiantly, some engaging in heated debates. Alex watched from inside, heart pounding. "Should I call the police again?" he asked Maria. "Only if they block entry," she advised. The protest dispersed peacefully, but it rattled Alex. That night, he confided in Jamie. "What if this escalates? What if someone gets hurt?" Jamie's eyes softened. "Then we stand stronger together." Family dynamics shifted when Robert showed up alone at the diner one evening. "Karen and I are separating," he announced quietly. Alex was stunned. "Because of me?" "No, son. Because of us. I've realized I can't support her views anymore. Seeing how she treated you, it opened my eyes." Tears welled in Alex's eyes as they hugged. "I want you at the wedding, Dad." Robert nodded. "I'll be there." But Karen didn't go quietly. She filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, and in the process aired grievances publicly. A tabloid article quoted her, "My husband's blind loyalty to his son's choices destroyed our marriage." The piece painted Alex as the villain, sparking another wave of online harassment. Jamie's firm even received complaints, pressuring him indirectly. "This affects you too," Alex said guiltily. Jamie shrugged. "We're in this together. Always." Amid the chaos, positive moments emerged. The LGBTQ+ Center hosted a fundraiser for the diner, raising funds for security upgrades. Alex spoke briefly. "This isn't just my story, it's ours. About choosing love over hate." Applause echoed, reinforcing his resolve. Yet doubts lingered. Was calling the police the right move, or had it amplified the conflict unnecessarily? As wedding preparations intensified, Alex and Jamie met with their officiant, a kind lesbian minister. "Your union is a beacon," she said, "especially now." Karen's final jab came via a letter to Robert, copied to Alex. "You've chosen sin over salvation. Don't expect forgiveness." Robert burned it, declaring, "I'm done appeasing." The high-profile nature of the story attracted allies. A celebrity chef tweeted support, boosting reservations. But it also drew threats. A brick through the diner's window one night, with a note, "Fags out." Police investigated, classifying it as a hate crime. Alex installed cameras, but fear crept in. Jamie suggested therapy. "We can't carry this alone." Sessions helped Alex process the trauma, realizing his stepmother's actions stemmed from her own insecurities. She projected her fears onto me, he told the therapist. Empowered, Alex reached out to Karen one last time, via email. I forgive you, but I won't forget. For Dad's sake, let's move on. No reply came, but the gesture lifted a weight. With the wedding approaching, Alex threw himself into final details. Flowers, music, vows. Jamie's family, accepting and warm, flew in from the East Coast, providing the familial support Alex craved. His own aunts and uncles, long distant due to the family rift, RSVP'd yes, curious about the buzz. Robert helped with setup, his presence a quiet victory. I'm proud of you, son, he said, hanging string lights. The ceremony was intimate, held in a botanical garden under blooming cherry trees. As Alex and Jamie exchanged rings, vowing eternal partnership, tears flowed freely. Robert walked Alex down the aisle, a symbolic mending. But Karen's shadow loomed. Rumors swirled she'd crash the event. But she didn't. Instead, a courier delivered a card. May God have mercy on your souls. Alex tossed it aside, focusing on joy. The reception at the diner featured toasts from friends, celebrating resilience. Maria raised a glass. To Alex and Jamie, proof that love wins. Honeymoon in Hawaii brought bliss, but upon return, reality hit. The divorce proceedings turned ugly, with Karen demanding half of Robert's assets, including the loan repayment from the diner. Alex worried. If she wins, it could bankrupt us. Robert's lawyer assured them. Her bigotry won't sway the judge. Court day arrived, a media circus. Karen testified dramatically, claiming emotional distress from the public shaming. Alex took the stand, recounting the incident factually. It was about respect, not revenge. The judge ruled in Robert's favor, citing Karen's actions as contributory. Relief washed over Alex, but victory felt bittersweet. Post-divorce, Robert moved into a condo near the diner, rebuilding his life. He dated casually, embracing a more open mindset. You've taught me a lot, he told Alex. The diner evolved, hosting pride events and support groups. Alex and Jamie considered adoption, dreaming of starting a family. Yet, societal conflicts persisted. A new bill in the state legislature aimed to protect religious freedoms, potentially allowing discrimination. Alex lobbied against it, his story a key testimony. One evening, a young man entered the diner, looking lost. I read about you, he said. My parents kicked me out for being gay. Alex offered a meal and resources, echoing his own journey. You're not alone. Jamie joined, sharing contacts. The encounter reminded Alex why he fought. As months passed, Karen faded from headlines, reportedly moving back south. Robert received a final email from her. I was wrong, but too proud to admit it. He shared it with Alex, who pondered reconciliation. Maybe someday, he said. Life normalized, but scars remained. Alex reflected on choices, the call to police standing firm. Had it been worth it? Years later, the Evergreen Bistro stood as a Seattle staple, its walls adorned with photos of happy patrons and community events. Alex, now 35, balanced business with fatherhood. He and Jamie had adopted twin boys, Eli and Noah, infusing their home with laughter and chaos. Robert doted on his grandsons, babysitting weekends and sharing stories of Alex's childhood. Your dads are heroes, he'd say, beaming. The incident with Karen became a distant memory, occasionally resurfacing in conversations about growth. Alex wrote a memoir, Bills Unpaid, Family, Forgiveness, and Finding Home, which garnered modest acclaim. In it, he explored the nuances of conflict, urging empathy without excusing harm. Jamie, promoted at his firm, designed inclusive spaces, inspired by their experiences. We've turned pain into purpose, he often said. One crisp autumn day, Alex received an unexpected visitor. Karen, older, frilier, standing hesitantly at the door. May I come in? She asked. Stunned, Alex nodded, leading her to a quiet table. What brings you here? Karen fidgeted with her purse. I've been thinking about everything. I saw your book in a store. It made me reflect. Alex listened as she apologized haltingly. I was scared of change, of losing control, but I lost more by holding on to hate. Tears brimmed. Can you forgive me? Alex paused, emotions swirling. Forgiveness isn't forgetting, but for Dad's sake and mine, yes. They talked for hours, bridging years of silence. Karen met the boys later, tentatively offering grandmotherly affection. Robert joined, the reunion awkward but hopeful. The family slowly mended with boundaries set. Karen attended a pride parade the following year, a small step toward understanding. Alex's story inspired many, sparking discussions on family dynamics in the LGBTQ+ community. He spoke at conferences, emphasizing choice. We choose who we let define us. Yet, debates raged online about his initial decision. Some argued police involvement escalated unnecessarily, privileging business over blood. Others defended it as necessary self-protection. In the end, Alex found peace in his choices, surrounded by love. Was Alex justified in calling the police on his stepmother? Or should family disputes always remain private matters?